Well.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jerry Cooey.
I'm Deborah Nelson.
And I hope you enjoyed all that. Deborah,
It was quite a day.
wow, you know, that's a couple times that Santa Rosa Week's been on the prowl in the community.
On location.
Yeah, on location.
We didn't have to surprise anybody at their desk though this time.
No gonzo journalism. They actually wanted to talk to you.
They seem very friendly.
Well, it was, you know, it's been a long time coming, and folks, you know, look, I actually started fishing on the original Navarre Pier when Dad still had to take me over there, and
was it like a bamboo pole or something?
Many, I could tell many stories about the Navarre Pier, and it's something I think many of the locals enjoyed it for many years, but it just wasn't, it just wouldn't hold up to the storms. And you know, there's always money issues, and it wasn't designed to put up with that. So we've gone many years without a good pier. And
This one's huge.
yeah, I tell you, the thing that I like about it the most is that it is very wide.
Yes.
Some 18, probably close to 20 feet wide. It's the longest pier in the Gulf of Mexico. And for you non-fishermen out there, the reason it's important to have the long pier is that along Florida beaches there's two sandbars. In most of the game fish, specifically the king mackerel and the lemon fish, or the ling, you need to be past that second sandbar so that the water's a little bit deeper. So the water is about 32 feet at the end of the pier. You're in the blue water at the end.
And there were a lot of fish out there.
Oh yeah,
There were some pretty big ones.
I
saw.
have just really been impressed. Of course, I went Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
You went opening day. And you caught something.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I am proud to say, you know, it was nice to get back on the pier again and be able to say that I caught. I didn't catch the first fish of the day, but I don't know, probably the fourth or maybe fifth king mackerel that was caught that day. About a 18-20 pound mackerel, you know. So you know, it was good. It was good to get up there and show that my fishing prowess skills are still there, you know. And
well, so that pays for the $7. Is it $7?
Well, it gets it $7 to get on. You know, that gives lets me eat a little bit. Of course, you know, when you look at fishing, you know, it's kind of like hunting. Also, when you look at fishing, you know, the $200 rod, the $150 reel, getting line, leader material, baits, gasoline, all that kind of stuff. Figure most of the time the king mackerel runs me about $60-70 a pound, you know, but it's you know, it's the excitement of the catch, you know, and enjoying that. And of course, you know, it was what was really neat, especially about opening day, is that all the people that I used to fish with, you know, it was almost like a reunion.
Yeah.
You know, all the guys that were, you know, teenagers and 20-something when we fished on the original pier, they were all out there, you know.
They all got the word.
All out on the pier again, you know. And but I did want to say a little something about the beginning of the pier, which I thought was kind of funny. Now, folks, you know, I certainly. I'm just a person who observes things, but let me paint the picture for you. There was about 250 fishermen, potentially even more than that have waited some 6 years, or a little better than that, to have a good pier to fish on. And they were ready to fish. I mean, they had their carts, they had their bait, their tackle boxes, their rods are ready to go. But the pier wasn't open because some of our political leaders needed to make some speeches. And
In a very hot sun.
in the very hot sun, and I stopped a couple of the politicians that I knew would be making a speech, and I said, to be quite honest with you now, anything over about 30 seconds is going to get you drug out on the pier and thrown overboard. Keep that in mind. The folks that are here today are not interested in a speech. They're interested in wetting a hook and catching a fish. So the ceremony began at 9 o'clock. Now, folks, all the fishermen were already up on the deck of the pier, and then they had the podium set up down in the parking lot, and local dignitaries were attending. And of course, I was watching my watch to see how long it was going to take for the crowd to become unruly.
Yeah, restive.
Well, at 12 minutes after 9, shouts of "Be quiet and open the pier" started to emerge from the crowd that was there. And of course, they did something, and I hope I get to see the video of it, and they were taking still shots, but they let some folks out on the pier with a video camera and then several still shot cameras about halfway down, and of course when they opened the gates up, you know, it was a race to the end of the pier. You know, potentially some guys in my age group that, you know, maybe the knee doesn't work as well as it used to, but they were working their way down to the end of the pier. You know, so it was a good day, and really, like you had noted when you were out there. I mean, the king mackerels.
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday, several schools of tarpon. They're starting to school up a little bit. I saw a couple that were easily in the 6 to 7 foot long range. You know, certainly really large fish. Lot of sharks.
I didn't see any sharks.
Well, they were pretty prevalent yesterday. You couldn't hardly, on the end of the pier, you couldn't hardly put a bait in the water that you'd have to pull your bait back to keep the shark from getting it. Of course, some of the guys, there wasn't any kings running, so, you know, some of the guys said, well, what the heck, at least the shark will pull, let him have the bait, you know, so.
And I didn't see any jellyfish, and I usually see jellyfish.
No, the water's been pretty clear. I mean, this time of the year you do have a little seagrass and that kind of stuff, but it was, you know, this was actually the brother and sister that are managing the pier for Santa Rosa County. Everett Ratliff, you know, I went to school with him, and you know, I think they really are taking great pride in this, and I can really see they're going to take care of the assets. You know, I told Everett yesterday that he was probably going to have to decide. He was either going to have to get somebody else to enforce the rules, or he might lose some friends in the deal, you know. But it's when you're trying to manage a public facility like that, you know, there's always some, you know, there's some incidences involved in that. But they're well under their way of getting the shop rolling. And already got a good selection of tackle in there. They're selling bait now. They should have the restaurant facilities rolling here pretty soon. And
and that's going to pull a lot of people in.
Well, you know, and folks, as you noticed, the one shot that Deborah showed up underneath the pier where she swung the camera around, you know, you got a lot of condominiums right there by the pier, you know, and I think if they'll put out a decent menu, you know, they kind of got a built-in crowd. Of course, all the people that's fishing. I mean, you know, if you're going to spend the whole day at the pier, you know, you come in out of the hot sun for lunch, you know, stop, eat a sandwich. They got a couple nice areas there to tables to sit at, and